Once again, I messed up, and I tried to do this puzzle this morning when I didn't have enough time. I made a mistake. So, let's try again. I feel like I kind of understand the break-in, but we'll just see what's going on. So, going here, we have region sums that I think I'm confusing myself about, but we'll see. We've got crop keys, a whole bunch of them, which are very charming bubbles. I really like those. Green lines, which I love, whispers. Orange lines, which I just do not like. I have a hard time with Dutch whispers. Pink line contain, rid band, and then some quads. So, let's start with the quads. Do have to say, this is like probably not useful feedback, but it is unnerving to ever see the number 88 on the internet these days. Obviously, no, that has no bearing here, but it's just one of those things that I see it and it's like, oh, that's a bad number. Anyway, we've got to cram 3 low digits into here. And we can't have 2 low digits adjacent on this whisper. So only one of these is low, and these are low. And as soon as these are low, because of German whisper, this is high. So that seems fine. And that means this is a 1, 1, 3, 4 triple. And that means that this is low. That's all very good. Our 88 says that, 88, I get it, for 88 miles an hour, right? That's how fast you're supposed to go. So it's totally appropriate here. I'm not saying you should change 88. It's just 88 on the internet without context is not ideal. But there's lots of context. So that means we have 8s in row 8 and 9. So we need the 8 in row 7, which must be here. So that is high. Now, we're going to have a very hard time putting 2 on this line, I think. Because anywhere you put 2 on your whisper, you don't have to have a 1, but you definitely have 3, 4, because it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can't put a 2 here because the 3, 4 is a problem. And anywhere I put the 2, I have at least 1 digit from 3, 4. So I do think that pushes the 2 off the line. That puts the 5 on the line for sure, because it can't whisper. And 5, 6, 7, 8, this could never have a 9 on it. So I think we get the 9, which allows this to be anything. So that makes this a 5, 6, 7 triple. This is unfortunate for whisperiness. And that means this is 5, 6, 7, 8, or it's 4, 5, 6, 7, right? But it's not 8 because 8 would be pulled over here. So this is 4, which is also low. And there's a 4 up here. So that's good. No 4 down here. 6 is down here and down here. 6 is up here. It's not on the whisper with the double 1. Oops. We do have to have, we don't really know. One thing we do know is that the 8s are going to have to zig or zag. So the high digits will zig or zag. So will the low digits. So this must go like this. Like this. And this skips there, skips there, skips there, skips there. Goes like this, I think. Which means we have 3 high digits in this row. We're going to have to think about the fishy. Like the 1 is not going on here. 1 and the 9 aren't going here. Okay. And this separation only has to be a separation of 4, not 5. and one of these digits is the 8, but that's fine because that means the 3 can still go there, and that'd be fine even by whisper logic. But it does mean, what does it mean? It means that the 1 were down here, for example, the 3 would have to be here, and that would be fine because it'd be 3 next to an 8 on a whisper and 3 next to 8 on a Dutch whisper. So that doesn't really seem to be an issue. There's definitely an 8 in here. There's no 8 up here anywhere. There's no 1 on here because that would force a 1, 2, 3, and we already know there's 2 low digits here. We also know 2 because that would at least, that'd be like 2, 3, 4. And that's still a problem. There's no 3 because you can't put a 3 on here without having 2 low digits. Actually, maybe you can have 3, 3, 4, 5 is okay. Because that would be all of our low digits. We have a low digit here, a low digit here. So 3 is okay, 1 and 2 are not. Sort of think about these digits for a minute. This little crop key run. There's definitely not an 8 because 8's down here. And that means there's not a 9 because 9 would have to be next to 8. There's not a 1 because 1, 2, 3 means there's 3 low digits, 4 or 5 low digits. There's not a 2 because 2, 3, 4, that's still 3 low digits. 4, 5 low digits. That means there's not a 3 here because 3 would have to have a 2 on one side of it. And that means there's not a 7 here because a 7 would have to have an 8 on one side of it. So that looks like this. That means this digit is also 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And in fact, it means this digit just is this digit. Because this digit is only flanked by 2 possible white Kropke digits, and this one can't repeat. And I think we have the same consideration for this. Those are bad colors. I think the same thing applies for these 2 digits because whatever this digit is, both its Kropkes are there. So I think these are the same. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 means this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not good. Now wait a minute though. These we don't know what these region sums are. They could be any number. They could be any big number. So we just don't know. We know these are 3 equal sums, but they can just be anything. So maybe that's fine. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well, what do we know about this? Like, there could be a 9 on here. There's no 8 up here, but this could be just a really high digit. I think. This digit is also this same little range. 2, 3, oops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that's not right. Obviously, it can't be 4, but I don't think I can put a 2 here. Because if I put a 2 here, then this is a 3. Right? If I put 2 here, this is a 3. That means this is also a 3. So this would have to be a 1, and that's not okay. I don't think you can be a 2, actually. Can I put an 8 here? If I put an 8 here, this is a 7. So this is also a 7, so this would have to be a 9, and that's not okay. The 8 would go here. That would be 9, 8. What would this be? Nothing. I don't think you're an 8. So you are 3, 5, 6, 7. Which, what do I do about that? It still means this can be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, but not 4. Like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not 4. 8 would make this a 9. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, for example. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Gotta be conscious of these fishy points. We gotta be, oh. This can't be 1 or 9. So we got a problem. If I try to make this 7, this is 7, 8, 9, and that puts 9 on this fishy. This is not 7. Well, it's not. This is not 8, at least. If this is 8, this has to be 9, and that's bad. So that's definitely not 8. And if this is 2, this is 3, so that has to be 1, and that's bad. So that's not 2. So that's also 3, 5, 6, 7. And that means this digit is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and not 4. 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. The only way we could have an 8 here is if there was a 9 here or here. But that may be possible, unless this is a 4. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. It was 3, 4, 5, 4. If I put 4 here, if I put 4 here, I get 4. We've got to go up. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We said is not allowed. So you're not 4. So does that happen with 6? 6, 5, 4, 3. You're not 2 because that would be 1. So you're not 6. That also removes 4 and 6 from here. Four, 3, 5, 6, 7. 5 doesn't work because we'd have to have 5, 4, 3, 2 doesn't work, or 5, 6, 7, 8 doesn't work. I don't think you can be a 5. That means you're not a 5. So you could be 3, 4. Can you not be 3? No. I'm sorry. Back up. 3, 5, 7 I think is fine. 3, 4, 5. What did we say? We said you couldn't be 5. But you can be. Obviously you can be. Because you can be 5, 4. Oh, did I count something badly before? Let me back up just a little bit. I think that was all fine. 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3. Three is here. So this has to be 2. Right? If we tried to put 4 here, it would be 4. It would be 5, 4, 3. Okay, I think 4, 6 is out of here. I think 4, 6 is out of here. And I was just wrong about the second half of that. But when we try to do 5, we get 5, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 5 is okay. 3, 4. Oh, well, hang on. Because there's been changes here, right? If this is 4, this is 3 or 5. If this is 5, this can't be 4. This can't be 4 because we can't have 4, 5, 6. Right? 4 would have to go next to 5 and then these would have to be 6. They can't. So you're not 4. Sure, there's an easier way to go about this. 6 is flanked by 5, 7, and that's okay. 5 would be flanked by 4, 6. So we can't have a 5 here because 5 would need 4, 6. So we either this is 6 flanked by 5, 7, or it's 4 flanked by 3, 5. 5, 7, or 3, 5. So this is never 6. So that's 3, 5, 7. So there's a 5 in here. And this is either 3, 4, 5, or it's 5, 6, 7. Which it's either double low or double high with the 5, and that's going to fully eat whichever set of digits that is. So let's think about this again. It could be 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. How does this work? If this went 3, 4, 5, this would have to be 3, 4, 3, 2, and it can't do that. 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 3, 2. You're not 3. And if you're not 3, what does that mean? That's a 5, 7. That means you're not 3. But maybe that still makes sense that these have to be flanked the way we talked about. How could this be 3 ever? Because it can't touch. That's been gone since the 4 was gone here. So this is 5, 6, 5. So this would be 5. If this is 7, this is 5. If this were 7, we would have 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 5, 4. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 5, 4. So that's not 7. This could be 5. How can this be 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're a 5, This is not 3, we've stated. I know I'm making this too complicated. Feel it. But hopefully we're zeroing in on something. So it either goes 3, 4, 5, or in other words, it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, or it goes 7, 6, 5, 4. Five, 4, 3. So it goes 5, 4, 5, 6. Let me just remove these for a minute. 5, 4, 3, 2. 5, 4, 5, 6. Or 7, 6, 5, 4. 7, 6, 5. 7, 6, 7, 8. That doesn't work. If we do 7, 6, 5, 4, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6, 7, 8, this can't be 9, and 7's already here. So is this 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 5, 6, must be 7. You're 6, so you're 8. Is that how it works? And then this is 6. I'm certain I made that more complicated than it was supposed to be. I hope it is correct. That is all of our low digits. And it's our 5. So this is, in fact, a high digit on this line, on that region sum. That also means there's definitely a 9 in here somewhere to allow this 8 to exist. It means there's a 4 in here. 6s seem to be accounted for. That's a lot of high digits. Okay, that untangles that. There's 3 high digits in here, so green can't be high. We'd have too many high digits. So green must be low, and pink must be high. Does that work? I really hope it does. You're high. That seems okay. That means this is definitely a 9. This is a 1, 2 pair. So this is the 8. This is an 8. This must only be 1, 2, or 3 then. This must be 1 or 3, because it's not 2 or 4. What are you? I guess you could be 7 or 9. Okay. 9's here. Here. 8 gets pushed up here, so it's not the high digit. This high digit is just a 7. I think. This 5 seems like not a big deal on the fishy. I hope those dots are... I'm sure there was an easier way to see that, obviously, but... You're a 1 or 2 or 3. If that's a 7, that is a 1, 2 pair. So... What now? These are both low digits. So we have like a low-high situation down here. On this whisper, these must be 4 away, so this is no more than 4. So this is low. And it seems to not be 4. And it seems to not be 2. So that seems to be a 1 or a 3. 1 plus 4 means this could be a 5. There's definitely a 5 in here, in fact. And that would be okay with the 9. We also have to place 7 is definitely in here. We need another low digit. seems fine. The 5 is the real concern, I guess. Does mean there's no 5 here. It seems like there could be a 5 here. Almost a triple. Well, this, we know this. This is just a 1-9 pair, right? And as far as we know, it's still okay to have 9 on here, I guess. But that does remove 1 from here. And in fact, makes this a 2-3-5 triple. 2-3-5. So it's, whatever it is, it's not a high digit, is a way to put that, because all of our high digits are there. So this is a high digit, which I'm probably knew anyway. And this is part of a 7-9 pair. Okay. There is another low digit over here. And it, right, there's another low digit over here. The other half of the 1-3 pair, and it can't go next to here, so it must go here. Oh, also this means that's not 1, that is 3. So this is 1, this is 2. Now this must be at least a 7, so this is a high digit. You're not a 2. Right, we couldn't put a 5 here, it'd be too close. So that does put the 5 there, so that's not a 5. So that means this is a high digit, and it's minimum 7. It's not 8. So that's the other half of the 7-9 pair, which moves the 7 here. So that's a 5-6 pair. So this is the 7. We still need a 6 here, which is fine. We need the other half of the 7-9 pair in here. That doesn't really seem to be very problematic. I don't think we can put a 3 here because nothing is 3 away. Right? This would be minimum 7. It's not. So I think that is 1, 2, 1. Oops. 1. Not 1, not 2. We gotta be 5 away from the 1 and the 9, which is only 5. So that is 3. It means no 3 is there, so that is 3. That is 2, which is, this is still can be 7. That does mean that 6 is over here with the 4-6 pair. And it means there's the other half of the 7-9 up here, and it also means the 5 is up here. And that doesn't really seem to be a problem. There's no 6s here. That doesn't really seem to matter very much. What the heck is this number? Oh no. Okay, well, so 7 is actually happy here. What's left over is a 3, a 3-4 pair. So you're 5, 7, 9, which is not very helpful. We do have another low digit to place. We did put 9 over here. We did put 9 in here. We want 8 in here somewhere. Could be thoughtful about our 1s. There's no 1 here. There's no 1 here. 1 cannot go on the fishy. But that doesn't quite get us there. There's room for fishy maneuvering. Two wants to be in here. 2 could be on a fishy if there's a 1. Definitely a 9. And what am I forgetting just as far as like a basic business? We seem to be okay in many places. This is only 7, 8, 9. There's no 6 here. 1 could be there, and that would be fine with everybody. No one would complain. That does. In terms of the 6 is not here. Nor here, nor here, nor here. 6 could be on the line. 6 could be an endpoint on the line only if the other digit is lower, which is not a 1, but it could be 2, 3. It's not 4. But maybe that's more restricted than I think it is. We do have, excuse me, 3, 4. Where do we consider things? I mean, these just need to be above and below 5, which is not a very exciting restriction. Am I missing some whispery? Some simple whispery. This is not a 4 because that would put a 9 here, and we said that's not possible. So this is the 1 and this is the 4. That is a little bit of something. It does place the 1, so there's no 1 here nor here. We have argued that 1 cannot just reside on the fishy, but the 1 could be a fishy extreme, I think. This 1 is kind of useless for here. It does mean this is a minimum of 2, which just does unsixify this. So this is part of a 7, 8, 9 triple. And in terms of placing that 6, we're very close. But we couldn't have a 6 here. Maybe we could if there was 8. Well, there's got to be 3 digits between these two. And if we put a 6 here, this is a 9. And then that's bad for everybody because there's only 2 digits between 6 and 9 and we need 3. But it seems like 6 could be on the fishy line without much difficulty, actually. 8 has a place to reside. 5. 3 gets pushed over somewhere. Did that tell us anything else? This 1 is just very permissive. You are 1, 3, 4. I think you could be 4 with a 9 here. You could be 4 with a 9 there. I don't necessarily see why that's not permitted. He's talking to me. Where should we investigate? This is a pretty big number, maybe. This is sums to 9. So either this is 10 or it's 18, like these people. Either they're 10 or they're 18, I guess, are the 2 options. Doesn't it feel tremendously helpful? The 2 on here would push a 1 on there, but that seems possible. Did I miss? I feel like I'm just forgetting to button up a clue. You know? There's some very obvious Sudoku-y situation. If it is, I don't think I see it. Eight and 2 are in here, and 7, which is a little bit interesting. No, that's not true. I'm sorry. 8 and 7 are in here. 2 has a different opinion, but 8 and 7 do reside in here. 8 resides in here. Seems like it could be there. Well, what do we do? I feel like our whisper... Oh, we finish our whisper is what we do. No, this is allowed. 7 can be next to a 3 on a Dutch whisper. Oh, dang it. So that is permitted. Which is no good to anyone. The 1 does nothing for us. The 4, the 1. I just don't necessarily see what else we can do in the basement. 5 is a little bit interesting. I think we can have repeats on gray lines. But 5 is not... Let's just think briefly about 5. 5 is not in here. And 5 can't be on here because this isn't between. And 5 is not one of those digits. That does put a 5 here. So that's not a 5. So this is a 5. And that is going to put a 5 here, but that seems okay. So we have our 7-9 pair. Very frustrating. Does that help me? No 5. You're not 5, you're not 5. But I don't see why 5 couldn't be on this line or even be at one end of this line. I already knew that this was above or below 5. It doesn't include a 1. Does that help us with the 2? The 2, maybe that helps us with the 2. 2 is not in here. 2 is not here. 2 can't be on the line because there's no 1 to encompass it. But 2, I think, could just be part of the line, which is not great. So maybe that's not very exciting. 2's in here, but it seems like it could be on the line. Do we need to think about... Still need a low digit. It's the other half of the 3, 4. It's got to go somewhere. Same here. You're allowed to be a 4, I think, unfortunately. Does this help us? We said that it's 10 or it's 18. These people. I don't know. Who? Just don't know quite enough about 5s, do we? I mean, I feel like there's no 5s there. You're not 5, you're not 5. But like, that does not seem very helpful. Have our 5s there? I don't know. I don't think it's 5s. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. Why did we say 9? 9 had to be here. You're not 9. You're not 9. 9's down here. Which means this is the 9. Okay. That makes things easy if you're an 8. What else do we know about 9s then? I need you're not a 4. So we do have to place... That's a little interesting. Cute. We have to place 4 in here. I don't know that that quite works out, but it's almost interesting. Like 4 is not there or there. Or there. If we put 4 on the fishy, we try to put 4 here or here, this has to be... If we try to put a 4 here, we have a problem because we need a digit that's lower than 4 and that doesn't happen. So let me think about this one more time. 4 is definitely not in here. It's not there and it's not there. If I try to put 4 here, that's all of our low digits, so nothing can be lower than 4. So that's not 4. Unfortunately, I think it is possible to put a 4 here and have this be a 3. And then this is the 4, and then there's a 4 perhaps there. So maybe that's not the revelation I was hoping for. It almost works. Where is... We need a lot of low digits in here. But 8 could appear twice on here, right? 8 can only appear here if there's a 9, I guess, here. Can this be an 8? This can only be an 8 if this is a 9, which I guess is okay. And then that puts 8. Put 8 here, I guess, or here. This is 7, 8, 9. We did talk about the difficulty of being a 6 in today's modern world. Talked about no 6s there or there. Feels possible to put 6 in some other places, though. We're saying 1 is here or here. That's 4, that's certainly 9. This can be whatever. It's definitely 2. What's the other low digit? I guess if we have 3 of our low digits here, if we were going to put a low digit here, it would have to be a 3 or a 4. Wait, why is this 7 blue? If we tried to put a low digit here, it'd have to be a 3 or 4. If we did not have a low digit here, this is a minimum of 5. And then these digits would have to be from 6, 7, and 8. If we try to put a 5 here, these digits are all high. That makes these 2 digits low. Well, that does mean this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, it was 1, 2. Just because if we, it's not 7, 8, 9. If we try to put a 6 here, we need 3 digits between those two, and that's not a real. It's not a real number. So that does place 6 either here or here. Wish you weren't 5. Because then we'd have a 5, 6 pair if this was low. This being 6 is not that difficult for anyone. And this can just be any digit between 3 and 9. That doesn't include four or 8, I guess. If I put a 3 here, you could have all these digits, but you couldn't have 4 and you couldn't have 8. Well, that's a little bit interesting. 3 here, similar problem. All the digits between 3 and 9. But 5, 6, 7 are rolled out. Oops. But that still isn't quite. If this is 4, this is definitely 3. So if I put a 3 here, if I put 3 here, this has to be 8. So then this is 4, but then this can't be 3. So I think that has to be 2. And that puts the 2 up here, it would seem. That's not super duper helpful. This has the same, this one's just not going to be as restricted. Digits between 3 and 9. It's just very, again, very permissive. Now, couldn't actually be 4, because for this to be 4, this would have to be 3, and that would be all of our friends. So you actually, you are not 4. That is true. It really does make, I mean, 3 is pretty restrictive. Restricted. Because 3, we're making the argument that 3 is nowhere in the fishy, and that these numbers are not 3. This is not 3. This C is 3. We're saying 3 is definitely in here. Where are we saying 4 is? 4 here requires a 3 here. 4 here means these are just high digits, and that's 3 and that's 1, I guess. 6. It feels very close. Nine's definitely over here. This feels very close. If we said this was low, then this would be 5. This would have to be 5 if this was low. This would be 5. This would be 8. Gosh, there's a 7, 8, 9 triple here, by the way. It's not 7 or 8. 7, 8, 9 triple If this were 5, this would definitely be 6, 7, 8. And this would be 1 and 3. This would be 3, this would be 1. If it were 4, this would be 8. This would be a 5, 6 pair. If it were 3, we just have this stupid 3, 4, 5, 6 situation, I guess. 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 can't be here. I guess 4 can. And why can't I see it? We've got one more low digit in this neighborhood. It feels like we're very close here, and I'm not getting it. 4 requires a 3 here. Put a 4 here and a 4 here. 3 here. 3 here. Do we need to think about these digits? Certainly no 1s on the extremes here. But it seems like it is possible for this to be 9. This isn't 1 or 9. I mean, this is a little bit cramped, but only a little bit, and it's on both ends. Meaning it's not 1, 2, and it's not 8, 9. Let's just mark it. What is this person? It's not 1, 2. It's not 5. It's not 8, 9. And we know very little about it, except that it's above or below 5. This person also has some restrictions, but not. So this is also restricted, but not quite in the same way. So it sees this 4, 5, 6 triple, and it sees the 1 down here. So one of these must be above 5, and one of them must be below 5. If it were low, it's a little bit interesting. If it were low, then this wouldn't be low. So this would have to be the 3, and that would have to be the 1. I don't really know what this is telling me. And 2 is never on the fishy. 8's not on the fishy. I mean, maybe 8 could be, actually. Never mind. It could be on the fishy if this was 9 and this was 3 or 4. What's this person? It's not middly. It's kind of upward or lower. It actually is pretty extreme. This digit. It's not middly. And then both the 8 and the 3 are clipped as well. And we know it cannot be a 1 or a 9. So it is a 2 or a 7. You are not as restricted. You are restricted, but not as restricted. Because we see, it's obviously not 1 or 9, because it's on a fishy. It sees 2, 3, 8. So we do have to accommodate 2 would require a 1 on here. This just is 7. Which requires a digit higher than 7, which is not here. So that's not 7. This is a digit that is below. This digit must be above 7. This must be below 5. That does make this high. That does make this low. That means that this digit is never low. And if that is true, this has to be the 3 and this has to be the 1. What do we think of that? I hope it's good. I'll be sad otherwise. I think it's okay to repeat on fishies. So the 3, we knew some things about that, right? But maybe we've already executed all the things that we knew. 3 must be up here. It's not here. And it can't be on the fishy because it's not in the range. So that is 3 and that is 2. I had an infusion today, feeling pretty low energy, but I took a nap all afternoon. 5, 6, 7. Those naps where you just don't even know what day it is when you wake up. You're part of a 5, 6, 7 triple. This just is a 7, but that is, I believe, allowed. That's an 8. Could have been a 7. You're a 4. M 9, 7. And what else is true? You, I think, are allowed. But you just are the 8, which we talked about as a possibility. Now that possibility has come true, and it is only allowed if that is a 9. Do we still know the totals of these? I guess not. So we are left with only 2 and 8 up here. The zigzag gets an 8, remembering that we have to sum to either 10 or 18, I think were the 2 options. You're the other half of a 5, 6 pair. That means this is only 1, 4. Which is pretty low. But reminding ourselves that we are trying to sum to 10 or to 18. Meaning if we put a 1 here, we're definitely not summing to 10 because that would need another 1. And if we put a 1 here and we're trying to sum to 18, we would need a 9, which we don't have. So I think that forces a 4, which means this is 12. And then to hit the 18, we would need a 6. And that means we're aiming for 18. Seems to 5ify you, and seems to 3ify you, and place a 3 here. So we are trying to make 18 there. We need 1 and 2 and 8 here, and we get the 1, and we get the 2, and we get the 8. How nice. And here we just need, we already have all our low digits in the 5, so these are just all high. And it's a 7, 8 pair that blanks here with the, I'm sorry, 6, 7 pair that blanks here with the 6 here and the 7 here. That is 13. So to hit the 18, we need 5 here. And that just leaves 1 digit up here, which is the 4. That's 5. Like this. 5 here, 6 here. 1 hour. I'll take it. I'll take an hour on that. I mean, I definitely got, again, just like the last one, I really like the interplay in these, and the interplay, I sometimes have a hard time with rule sets like this, where I just can't decide what rule set I'm supposed to be looking at. But I feel like we got into the puzzle pretty easily. I think I'm sure there was an elegant way to see this that was just like, oh, a single conclusion determines XYZ. Like maybe I was supposed to start at one of the extremes or something and realize that I'm kind of like splitting two paths, which is obvious now, but maybe it wasn't as obvious before. So I think I solved that clumsily, but I think the like notion of how that worked was interesting, and how it related to this was interesting. But all of this, as much as I'm not a huge fan of Dutch Whispers, I think all of this came together really nicely. And this came way later than I was expecting. It was nice that wrapped things up. It's interesting to see like the rule sets be extremely regional too. Like all these white Kropkes, but only in 2 boxes. And then to have this Dutch Whisper and Rimban, interesting. And the Fishies did their work too. Yeah, I like this one as well. These feel, maybe it really is just that there's so few, I just wasn't quite getting it. I will say there's a certain way in which stylistically, these don't necessarily feel like Blobz puzzles. Feels like you're in a new era. I mean, both because they're like pictorial, which I think is like kind of a willpower thing, but the just like interplay of a bunch of rule sets that are very standard, I actually think of like as a J.W. Sinclair kind of thing. It's almost like a blend of those two coming up with something that's more challenging. And again, maybe I'm just making it challenging by being clumsy. But so that means I believe I only have one more puzzle to solve. I have to work all weekend, but hopefully I can solve that one more puzzle. Okay, goodbye.